If it was a medicine that prevent you from catching HIV, and you can have raw sex and not catch HIV, no matter who you had sex with, would you take it?
It's a 99%. When we think of HIV, everybody always holler Atlanta.
That's why I asked, like, what sports and county?
But it's not only Atlanta. Atlanta get the majority of testing, but these people come from all over.
Who are in this field, we done heard the stories. We done did the testing. We done the statistics. We done went to the conferences. We done met the people.
The girl yesterday said 19,000 people in Fulton County have been diagnosed with HIV in 2025. That is, I just said, stop lying. Because that scares people when you tell those type of lies.
And taking medications, you know what I'm saying? I'm a person that if there's an injection to be taken versus taking a pill, I say give people an injection. Because the injection, I know you got it in you, it's there, it's going to last for a while. People play Russian roulette with the pills. I'm going to take this and come go out next week.
So wait a minute. So I'm going to say this. Okay, so Case, we see you say, PrEP is not for you.
If I'm fucking you raw every day, that day, bitch, if you ain't got it, I ain't got it. If you go to the
So listen to this. Every time y'all hear them people on TikTok say, so-and-so, it's so many people diagnosed in Atlanta in 2025. Those are lies because they don't have those stats yet. The girl yesterday said 19,000 people in Fulton County have been diagnosed with HIV in 2025. I said, stop lying. Because that scares people when you tell those type of lies.
Yeah, they're a lot of them.
Yeah.
When they spread.
And a lot of people, like, I'm not from here. Somebody told me 8 out of 10 people in Atlanta got HIV. I said, that's a damn lie. I'm the 8 out of 10. What the hell? So yeah, you just gotta watch what people say because people.
With the purpose of spreading false information.
Because they scare people. Everybody wants. That's informative. So if you hear somebody talking about HIV and HIV in Atlanta, you're going to start following them. So that gets them followers just saying crazy stuff, and people believe them because a lot of times they sound professional. This one girl said she's a nurse. She's a nurse and she went through Eazy-E's records. You weren't even born when Eazy-E had records.
So why is it not updated? Why is it back to 2024? Because people get tested every year.
Yeah, but the surveillance is every 3 years. The surveillance come out. So it's imagine trying to do 50 states surveillance every week. And there's number of people pumping in. So in order to quantify the surveillance, they have to send it out every 3 years. It just don't make sense to do it because you're gonna get. Today is going to be 26, the next day is going to be 28, the next day is going to be 35. So you're going to keep reporting those numbers, and it's going to be skewed, the numbers going to be skewed. So what they do is they get a whole sample for like 2 to 3 years, they add them up and say this is what the stacks off of that current 3 years. 2020, yeah, end of 2026, beginning of 2027.
And I'm going to tell y'all,
the new current stats.
We've tested over 1,000
But then that'll be
people.
old. So that number still be old because by the time you get to 2027,
So it's not, everybody's not positive.
still behind. Yeah.
People are positive, don't get me wrong, but you know how they say so many people, out of 1,000 people we've tested plus, we got 1 positive.
That's why I would say this. For us here, our goal was 600 and plus for the year. For like a year period. Within 3 to 4 months, we found 2 positive. And I believe that's to contribute to because they said that 30310 is a hot zip code. When they say high incidence of maybe new infections. So we were able to find 2 positives within that time.
new infections.
New infections. But my thing is, and what I say we need to talk about is not just infections, how to prevent infections. Of course, we found the 2 new infections, we linked them to CARE, we linked them to 2 main organizations that were able to help them, become virally suppressed. We'll talk about that part later. But the thing about it is, what I want to do for us in the room is to take back to our friends, family, and people close to us. Everybody's having sex. We all are. That's how all y'all got here. I'm probably old enough to be everybody mama in here, except for L'Oreal. Oh, listen, that ain't go down. Okay, so listen.
I am not alone.
Listen, so Tim, listen, trifling. But anyway, so me and Tim, look, so me and Tim is mom and daddy of the conversation, and AK and L'Oreal is y'all, and then look, they aunties of the conversation. Men have such an ego trip, so we do have men in the room. That's why we wanted y'all here to, what's y'all's opinion on prevention or protecting yourself from diseases?
I wasn't mad.
Thank you.
Because of that period where you don't know that you have it. That what is it called? Where it's you can have it,
The
yeah, the
incubation
window
period?
period,
Yeah, the window.
where it's resting in your system, but you don't know. So you could have contracted HIV, but you could not know for months. I think the highest where they said someone had HIV and didn't know was like a year. Like it can lay dormant in your system for like an almost undetermined amount of time, and you can still transmit it. You know, so you might be like, oh, well, this is my person, but they were outside 4 months ago. You know what I'm saying? This is my whole thing about prevention. They were outside 4 months ago, and now they're your person, and you think, oh, we're good, and they don't have HIV. They really could, you know, God forbid, but you just don't know because of the way some of these diseases are. They could still be in your system and just be waiting to show up, and you can transmit them even though you don't see it, and you take a test and it's negative. Yeah.
I would say this.
There's a lot going on now.
When we think of HIV, everybody always holler Atlanta.
That's why I asked,
Atlanta,
like, what
Atlanta.
sports and county?
But it's not only Atlanta. Atlanta get the majority of testing, but these people come from all
Right.
over.
Yes.
They pour into Atlanta.
Yes.
To get tested. They don't want to get tested in their small rural neighborhoods because everybody know everybody. You know what I'm saying? Walking sister, grandmother working there for 56 years. She know everybody in the community. So people come to Atlanta to the big agencies to get tested because they don't want it in their rural communities. You know what I'm saying? They don't want nobody to know because people are nosy. They're going to tell the business. So they try to do it in a place where they don't know nobody. And people, I had literally people drive 60 to 70 miles just to come to pick up their medications where they pass 10 other places they could pick the medication up from. But they don't want nobody to know.
That's how it is. Like,
Let me say this, Casey. So if you're dating this woman, or even you, so say one day you say, look, I done went to the clinic, got my HIV test, it has nothing to do with promiscuity, but you know what, let me try to take it a little step further. Would you be opposed to getting on PrEP? I always ask black men this because I want to know what you guys say. Because black women, I feel like if it's our partner, guess what? We gonna get our partner to take the medication.
A black woman.
A black woman. So I'm just asking you. So as a black man, would you or would you not get on PrEP? If it was a medicine that you know prevents you from catching HIV and you can have raw sex and not catch HIV,
No matter who you have.
no matter who you had sex with, would you take it?
It's a 99%.
I want to chime in on
Yeah,
that.
hold on,
Wait,
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 what?
I know you about to say something, but another thing I want to also speak to, like, where the responsibility lies with yourself, though. And a lot of times we overlook the responsibility on ourselves. We always push the blame on other people, like, oh, you should have got this, you should have. No, you should protect your own self.
Mm-hmm.
You only got one body, one soul, and one mind. And whatever you do to it, it ain't like you can take the unzipping and put it on the shelf and put it on the new one.
Right.
You got to live with that body tomorrow when you wake up. And everything that goes on with that body, you stuck with it. You know what I'm saying? But listen, but I always tell people this: like everything starts off, you gotta have a trial, right? You know what I'm saying? To see the effectiveness of it, right? And a lot of times, us as black folks don't even
They've already
participate in clinical trials at all because of what happened way back before your ass was even born, before your kids' father part was even born. You know what I'm saying? But we hold on to what our ancestors had. Oh, they went through this, they probably tried to do the same thing to us, right? So we don't show up in studies. So a lot of times when this medication is coming around, we don't know how it's going to act in black bodies because a lot of black people don't go into the studies.
Yeah.
So we only got to go off what white people got studied, what they got studied on, or maybe some place in like Africa or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Which their DNA is totally different from yours. You got American DNA. You might be part African or, you know what I'm saying, blood line trace of African, but you live in the United States. So what's happening with them and how their body's going to react to the medicine is going to be totally different from how your body's going to react. And a lot of people see saying, oh, what's the side effect? You may have stomach aches. She might have diarrhea. She may end up with headaches. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. Everybody's going to be different. It's going to be different. But this is the thing that I don't trust about black folks and taking medications. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person that if there's an injection to be taken versus taking a pill, I say give people an injection. Because the injection, I know you got it in you. It's there. It's going to last for a while. People play Russian roulette with the pills. I'm going to take this, they're going to go out. Next, you're going to have sex. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take this out. But you don't know what the levels
I
are.
just want to address two things. With the medication, like she stated earlier, the virus is not inside the medication. It's an injection of the medication. Now, if it's a vaccine, then it has a little bit of whatever the virus is in which they are trying to combat. But I look at it like this, and why I'm on PrEP. I'm a black woman. Our numbers is so high, and people don't talk about how high our numbers is. But our numbers are ridiculous. 50% of newly diagnosed cases is all black women. Heterosexual identify most of the time black women, but it's not spoke about. And on top of that, black women are always one of the top statistics when it comes to anything. So for me, knowing that I'm in this field, knowing these statistics, knowing that I'm a black woman on top of that, I'm tired of being a statistic. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna look into something that I know that works because I done the research. I know that they done did years of studies for this. Now with the COVID stuff, I get the scare of that because that shit just came out there 2 months later. Oh, we got a vaccine for it. What the fuck? So I get
people like us in these fields because if you go to different offices and if a white lady was to tell me about PrEP, I would be like, yeah, no. But if I have like somebody like you or Dr. Stubbs, any of us in this room talk to me, or like I talk to my patients, just how I talk in here, and I break it down and then I answer questions. I don't sugarcoat. Then I'll be more.
You mean know where they at?
Yeah, you have to be where they at when you're talking about new things. Because like you said with the COVID, a vaccine, like you know, everybody's like, no, I'm not
finna be your guinea pig. At the end of the day, that's what we doing here today. You're not finna try to.
HIV is forever. You can catch chlamydia and gonorrhea, and you're gonna be all right. What the fuck are you talking about? That's simple math. 30 days versus a forever.
I'm good.
I'm just saying though, if
Is
we
that
in here,
not true though?
no, listen though.
If I'm fucking you raw every day, 30 days, bitch. If you ain't got it, I ain't got it.